Let's try that again. Good evening, one and all, and welcome to episode 260 of Love at First Sight with me, Persolaise, as always, coming to you live from YouTube. A bit of a special episode today because we are going to be talking about a perfume, but also we're having a little bit of a mini celebration. But as always, I have to say who the first comment goes to, and it's from Christine, who's saying good afternoon from South London. Bettina's here as well, saying hello there from Berlin. Proto Society is saying hi from Sweden, woohoo, in the lobby, even before the start of the broadcast. Fahmi here is here as well. Rachel saying hi from Iowa. Thank you very much for the kind words, Rachel. And Eliza is saying hello from Ursinów. Vitai, you're very, very welcome. It's so funny knowing certain towns better than others. Aileen on Beauty says, hi, I've made it. And Stephen is saying, very nice top. Thank you very much. Right, if you are watching the live or you're watching the recording, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider doing so. And please also consider supporting my work on Ko-fi. You will find the link to all of that in the video description below. As always, I take a few moments out to explain, for the benefit of those of you watching live, what the plan is for the next hour or so. Fingers crossed, all being well, we're going to do 3 back-to-back videos, one in which we will be talking about this and also hearing me say thank you to a lot of you for helping me to make it to the 12-year mark. Then we'll take a brief break and we will review something pretty new from an independent brand, and then we will take another short break and we will review. We will properly go down memory lane for the final video, much further back than to the start of Persolaise, and we will look at a line that has lasted almost 30 years, and I will say no more than that. And we're going to be looking at where it started and where it is now. And I'd better stop there, because if you are watching the recording, none of that is going to mean anything to you, and you're going to be thinking, why is this guy talking about a completely different video? And suddenly the comments have exploded. Natasha's here as well. Chang is here too. A huge hello to all of you. Okay, so the first thing that I've got to say is that on Friday, 2 days ago, so that was the 11th of March, Persolaise.com celebrated its 12th anniversary, which I don't quite believe is possible, but there we are. It was on the 11th of March 2010 that I clicked publish for the very first time on a post that I think I didn't even give a huge amount of preparation to. I just sort of rattled something off and clicked publish. And the rest is this gathering here with us. So I want to mark the anniversary in some way by saying a huge thank you to all of you for helping me make it this far. I know I say this every year, but I don't think you can express gratitude enough. I absolutely wouldn't have been able to do it for 12 years if it weren't for your support, if it weren't for your encouragement, if it weren't for your kind natures and your wit and your cheerfulness and your humor, and even the YouTube. You know, I on Friday, actually, as it happens, I delivered a couple of lectures to some students, 16 and 17 and 18-year-old students at a local college. They invited me in very, very kindly to talk about ways in which you can create some sort of a career in freelance writing. And so obviously I mentioned that the blog was 12 years old to the day. But I also realized while I was doing the research for the lecture that even this YouTube channel now is just over 5 years old, because I think the very first video I broadcast was in January 2017. So where has the time gone? Lots and lots of you sending good wishes. I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. I will, of course, read them all. Yura saying, hello, Mr. P and everyone. I'm watching from a sunny St. Stephen's Green in Dublin. Wow. Keith is here as well. Happy anniversary, says Natasha. Cat C is in Edinburgh. Mr. Darkshines is saying, Sire P, happy anniversary, my sweet lord. Greg is saying hi from Muscat. Happy anniversary. Is it Katinka? Katinka is saying greetings from Romania. Vlasta is saying hi from Serbia. Love these videos. Thank you very much. Your channel really grew during 2020, says Woozy. Yes, I suppose that was one of the things of taking advantage of what was happening around the world. Stephen Tampin says, congrats on 12 years. And Jonathan says, Mr. Persolaise, you're in some of Amouage's uploads here on YouTube. It was fun seeing you. Send me the links, because I'm aware of one, but I didn't realize there was more than one. Anyway. I'm binge watching all of your videos now, says Eliza. Goodness me, you poor thing. However will you be able to cope? And Shruti is saying happy anniversary from India. I'm very, very, very touched by your kindness and your generosity. Truly, truly, truly. But, oh my goodness, Otis, what can I say? Thank you very much. All my best to you on this celebratory day. Thank you for opening my eyes and nose to this wonderful, fragrant world. And thank you very much. Woozy is asking, will you ever get back to reviewing Amouage? Okay, I had no idea this was coming, but I suppose as this is a video about Persolaise in a way, we will get onto this in a moment. I suppose I'm allowed to answer that question today. Some of you will be aware there have been plenty of notifications about this on the blog, on every single video that I have published for well over a year, in the item description. I've had a kind of disclaimer to say that as Amouage have commissioned me to carry out certain pieces of work for them, some of you will be aware that the main piece of work was to write this work of fantasy for them, this piece of fantasy fiction. I decided that I couldn't really, in good conscience, keep reviewing their work, keep reviewing their perfumes. And a lot of you may think that I'm being excessively high-minded about it. A lot of you may think, well, what's the fuss? Why can't you just carry on reviewing the Amouages? But I thought essentially it would be too much of a conflict of interest. And I thought, okay, I'd better not actually review Amouages. I do sometimes on social media mention Amouage in the sense that I'll say, oh, they've got this new perfume coming out, or, I'm wearing this Amouage today. But actually reviewing, I haven't done since I started carrying out that piece of work for them. And also I haven't included them in any lists, which has been particularly painful because as you know, I'm a fan of the brand. And so it stands to reason that I would like to include some of their work in their lists. But I thought, I thought it would be best not to. Now, Woozy, your question actually was, will I ever get back to reviewing Amouage? And I think that yes, if ever things get to the point where I feel I have had absolutely nothing to do with their output, then I would feel comfortable about reviewing their work. So yeah, watch this space, I suppose. And actually, if you have got some views or opinions about whether you think I am being excessively fussy about this, then please let me know. I know plenty of journalists out there, I won't name them, but plenty of journalists who actually, to my mind, seem to manage that thing quite well. They seem to manage this business of writing about products and then working for the brands fairly well. But the key difference being that a lot of mainstream journalists, most mainstream journalists, maybe even actually all mainstream journalists, don't do negative reviews. And I am not going to stop doing negative reviews. And I think that's the thing that worries me the most, because as you know, from past reviews, from reviews on the blog, I don't love every single Amouage scent ever. And so I think it would be odd if suddenly one came along and I didn't like it. I would feel duty bound to say that I don't think it's very good. And I think that would start opening up all sorts of cans of worms. Jonathan says, admirable, the lost art of integrity. Well, I try. I mean, I'm not kind of trying to put myself on a pedestal or something and say that I'm kind of some kind of paragon of virtue, because I most certainly am not, but I'm trying. Although It would be actually interesting to hear what some of you have to say about that. I had no idea this is where we're going to go, and we need to move on. Woozy says, yes, it's fine to review them, in my opinion. Just disclose it at the start of the video and maybe the end even. I think most of us understand. Yes, most of you understand, but you are the people who tend to tune in live, and you are regular followers, you're regular subscribers, you're regular commenters. Sadly, you are in the minority. So yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about this, because one of the things that I wanted to do, and I think I did a similar kind of thing when I had an anniversary last year or 2 years ago, was that I decided to talk about a scent that was released in 2010, the year when I started Persolaise. So I seem to remember that I think one time I talked about Nuit de Tubereuse from L'Artisan Parfumeur. Another time I may have talked about Traversée du Bosphore from L'Artisan. So this is one that I have mentioned a few times, but I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity to mention it again. It's from Andy Tower, from Tower Perfumes, and it's the one that was the 9th in his collection, called, as you can see there, Orange Star. And that came out in 2010, although I think personally I probably didn't become aware of it until round about towards the end of 2010. I'm not going to... what's that from Ruzi? If you end up on Eau de Jerks, then they'll catch the hands of the Persolaise fag. Okay, I'm going to have to scroll through some other comments to see to see what you mean. Jonathan, thank you for mentioning this. Andy Tower gave the nod to have an auction for Ukraine at a boutique with his perfumes. I was a little too late for it, but I have purchased a few t-shirts with all the proceeds going to relief. So yes, check out Andy Tower's Instagram, I believe, where you will find details of a fundraiser that he's trying to carry out. I'm not sort of consciously linking to that in any way. I probably would have not mentioned it had not been for Jonathan. Let's spray this. And as I say, this has been mentioned on this channel several times. I was going to say a colleague. She's an ex-colleague now, because she's left. She left my place of work a little while ago. Although obviously we are still in touch. She absolutely adores Orange Star, and even though she doesn't consider herself to be a perfume geek particularly, she has become really good at picking out the Andy Tower signature. And almost every single time, if I'm wearing a Tower, even though it may be one that I think is pretty different from Orange Star, she will say to me, is that one from Andy? Now, she's never met Andy Tower, but because I refer to him as Andy, she refers to him as Andy. And most of the time she is right. And I think there's something about the amber that he uses. He's got a very particular, very distinctive amber note that he uses, amber base that he uses in a lot of his perfumes. That's what she picks out on. Jean, sorry, I can't see, is it Joan or Jean? Jean says, I have a sample of Orange Star. I'm going to smell along with you. Paolo says, I heard that Orange Star is the signature scent of Boris Johnson. Surely not. That must be his one and only redeeming feature if it is. I mean, orange, you might have thought that Mr. Frump might have been interested. Really, Boris? I would be surprised if Boris Johnson is even aware of Orange Star. Oh, you've spoilt it for us now. Right, sorry, Andy. No. Ooh, well, fortunately, I think none of us will ever find out. So, fun fact from Woozy, Andy Tower was surprised when it was revealed to him that Orange Star was a top seller here in Australia. Amazing. Now, Orange Star, as you would guess from the name, is, for the few of you out there who haven't tried it, is a citrus scent, and it's an orange citrus scent. And again, in keeping with Andy's style and with his own integrity, speaking of integrity, to using really gorgeous raw materials, it's got just the most delicious, the most mouth-watering, somehow the most life-affirming sunny. It's a very sunny perfume. Life-affirming mandarin, sweet orange note that just bursts with life and with energy. You know, Orange Star, you could very easily consider that to be a reference to the sun, because the sun is our orange star, isn't it? It's our yellow star, our red star. And it's just such a delight. I think it is still probably one of the happiest things that Andy Tower has ever made. But it's not a cologne or an eau de cologne, in the sense that it doesn't it doesn't rush away very, very quickly. It lasts for an age, and that is thanks to Andy's ingenious use of this amber base that he's got at the bottom of the construction. So it's not a kind of light, ephemeral, completely translucent orange cologne in the sense of like an Hermès cologne. Although, if you smell Jean-Claude Elena's Eau de Mandarine Ambre for Hermès, there is definitely a connection between that and this. The Hermès is lighter, is more fleeting, but it totally has that sweet orange on sweet vanillic amber base connected with woods idea. This is much more about the longevity. Benji says, it comes across as almost like Andy made orange into a resin, thick and yet happy and bright. Fantastic point, actually. Yes, it is like an orange that has been turned into a syrup without losing any of its effervescence, without losing any of its energetic personality. That's why I love doing this live. When I was talking to these college students, I said that the main reason I started doing YouTube was because YouTube Live became available, because I can't imagine doing those videos where I just have to record myself. And I did do the 60-second sense ones, but they're history now, I think. Pedralicamosa says, I've never tried this one. My orange fragrance reference is Azamou Les Oranges. That's from Parfum d'Empire, unless I'm mistaken. Shimon says, hello and congratulations on the anniversary. Thank you very much. Nice to see you pop up here, Shimon. Galeon Cologne is a great lasting citrus with petit grain, keeping it going in the base. It says drawn by scents. And Incense Rosé says Woozy is truly wondrous. Could not agree more. Really, really beautiful. Now, I know that in the last year or so, perhaps even longer, Andy's range has gone through a bit of a change, and not everything that he has ever made is available. And I just went onto his website before starting this video, and I saw that Orange Star is now in what he calls the Swiss Vault section of his website, which I think... please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, or Andy, if you actually end up watching this, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the idea behind the Swiss Vault is that things may sometimes be released from it, and then they sometimes may be kind of hidden away, and then he may make some more and sell some more. But I don't think, I think what it means is that it's not in regular production. So if you do love it, and if you do see it on the site, and if Andy ships directly to your country from his site, because unfortunately he's because of postage rules, he's not able to ship all over the world. But if you can, then I would say grab it. Another comment that I'm just seeing, Page of Style says, I get a semi-thick orange soapy aldehyde vibe. Yes, I'm sure there is a very, very well-judged aldehydic note here as well. So that's just my little shout out for something that was released 12 years ago to mark the 12-year anniversary of Persolaise, for which, again, many, many thanks to you for enabling me to make it this far. And I should say something that I probably won't say in the next two videos. International Fragrance Day. I still can't say that without chuckling, because it seems bizarre that there is such a thing as an International Fragrance Day. But International Fragrance Day is next Monday. So it's going to be the 21st of March, which I believe is also the first day of spring. I am not going to be able to broadcast anything on that day, but I will do my best to mark the day on the Sunday before. So on the 20th of March, hopefully we'll be able to do something fun to mark International Fragrance Day, and also start thinking about your smell fees. I think I've got my idea for this year's smell fee. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and if you're sticking around for the lives, we will be back in just a few minutes. Take care. Bye now.